Hello, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for joining me. This is fantastic. So today I've got some beautiful red snapper fillets. Gonna gussy them up a little bit with a nice spice mixture. Look at that. Perfect. Also going to be doing plantains 2 ways. I love me some fried sweet plantains. Going to be doing those. I'm also going to be doing some mashed plantains. Might not be for everybody, but try it out. Maybe you'll like. I'm going to make some quick pickled red onions, and I'm also going to put some of my fried plantains into that quick pickle, and I'm going to kind of chop it up, and it's going to be a nice little garnish on top with a little cilantro. Mwah! Fresh, fast. Let's do it. First things first, we're doing our fried plantains. Once they start getting yellow and black, they get a lot more sugar in them. These are perfect for the sweet plantains. The darker, the better. Just like kind of like banana bread. All right, I'm gonna get these peeled. I'm gonna slice them a little bit on a bias. I'm just gonna cut these on a bias. Again, no more than a 1/2 inch thick. All right, I got about 4 cups of oil. I'm gonna deep fry these. You can do it in a shallow pan with a lot less oil if you want. I'm just going all out. Let's get my plantains over to the stove. I think the oil's hot enough here. I'm gonna cook. The oil's about 350 degrees. I want them to cook completely through. I want to get them really dark. I got a little wire rack here. I'm gonna put them on the wire rack. Any excess oil will drip off, so they won't get oily. All right, look at these plantains. Look, they're getting nice and brown. We're getting good flavorful caramelization here. All right, yep, these are coming along. These are not done yet. I want to say these are like halfway. I like them really dark. I like the whole thing dark. All right, these are coming along nicely. Not quite there. This is going to be about another minute. Just keep stirring, making sure they're not sticking to the bottom or each other. I want them to take them up to the brink of being burnt, and then I'll get them out. All right, the edges are starting to get that look like they might be starting to burn, so I'm going to take these out. Oh, they smell so good. Oh, yeah. All right. Quick pickled onions. You got 1 onion here. This is a really big onion. So you got your red onion. I'm just going to slice it up nice and thin. Now remember, if you slice it this way, you have all the grooves going this way. It's going to be very tender. It might break apart. You don't want that. So I'm going to slice it this way. Do the rest of this onion. All right. Gathering our ingredients for the pickled red onion. I got a cup of red wine vinegar. I sliced up my onion here. I'm doing a 1/3 cup of sugar. This is going to go in with the red wine vinegar. That's all you need. All right, so next up, I got 1 cup red wine vinegar. This is the easiest thing ever. I got a 1/3 cup granulated sugar. That's it. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil. I'm gonna pour it over my red onions right here. I'm gonna add some plantains because I'm gonna pickle some of those up too. We're just gonna let it sit while we do our fish and our mashed plantains. So we got our boiling red wine vinegar. It has dissolved all of our sugar. Give it a stir, and we're just gonna pour this over our red onions. And you got yourself some You got yourself some quick pickled red onions. Throw some jalapeno slices in here for some pickled jalapeno as well. You wanna let this sit about 30 minutes. Get it down to room temp, and you're done. That's it. What was that, 2 steps? I'm gonna do a little experiment here. I'm gonna put some of my fried plantains in here. Get them underneath. Don't worry, if you feel like your onions are above the surface level, don't worry, they'll shrink as they cook. Time to set these aside as well. I'm gonna do my mashed plantains. Now, you don't want sweet plantains here. You don't want yellow, you don't want black, you want green. Essentially, peel them, cut them in half, throw them in a pot, cover them with water, boil them, add a little butter, mash them, save a little bit of that water for thinning it out. Get yourself some mashed plantains. A little bit of salt. It's gonna be good. All right, so these are gonna be a little bit harder to peel. They're really starchy. For these plantains, put them in a pot, cover them with about 1 inch or 2 of water, and then just boil them like you would potatoes. All right, So for our spice rub, I like to keep things complicated. I'm gonna do some garlic powder, a little coriander. I love coriander. It's got a little lime, a little lemoniness. I think goes perfect with fish. Allspice, a little cumin, mustard powder. That'll add a teeny bit of heat. And of course, my favorite, I love Aleppo pepper. So I'm gonna put that in with a little bit of brown sugar. Probably just do about a teaspoon of each. Why not? And then I'm gonna add a whole bunch of salt. Teaspoon of brown sugar, teaspoon of Aleppo, teaspoon of coriander, teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon allspice, teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of mustard powder. Mix all this up. Get some salt. I'll probably do a teaspoon of salt here. All right, now onto the fish. I got some beautiful red snapper fillets right here. Gonna clean this up. Now I'm just gonna rub this with my spice rub. Skin side too, why not? You should have rubbed any excess off. You don't want clumps of this stuff. So I got my plantains. They're simmering now. I'm gonna put them on the back while I cook my fish here. 12-inch non-stick pan. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon and a half of oil in. Let it get hot. Let it get almost smoking. Almost there. Now, typically when you do fish, I was always taught you do skin side down. That's how you get really nice crispy skin, and then you sear on the top. Works in restaurants, especially when you're firing orders and whatever, but I'm doing skin side up now, and the reason I'm doing that is because when you put it skin side down, the skin will contract, and that will cause a flat piece of fish to curve like this, which will hinder my browning on the non-skin side, the flesh side. So I'm doing flesh side down first. We got some smoking over here, so let's go. I'm just gonna cook it long enough to get some really nice browning on this one side. Could be 1 minute, could be 3 minutes. Keep an eye on it. All right, here we go, flipping it. Oh, look at that, blackened, nicely blackened here. Did you see when I flipped it, how it kind of curled up? It has so much more height now from the skin side down. So now I've reduced the heat. I'm still gonna get some nice char. It'll cook through gently. Look at that, all right. I'll do this so the skin stays crispy. Look at that. Perfect. Exactly what I want. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to cut some cilantro. Now I've washed this. Not very small. Don't mince it, but smaller than whole leaves. All right. I'm going to save 1 cup of this cooking liquid. All right, now I'm going to drain them. I'm going to mash them with this cooking liquid and about 4 tablespoons of butter. I got my water in here. Butter. I'm gonna put in about a half teaspoon of salt, mash it up a little bit more, give it a taste. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Good, kind of tastes like a plain potato. I might put a teeny bit more butter in and a little bit more salt, but it's good. It's not like vegetal, it's not fruity. It's just, it kind of tastes like a potato. Similar texture too, I like it. Definitely needs a lot of salt. I put in a half teaspoon. I'm probably gonna put in at least a half more. Do this one's a little bit nicer. Let's do a fun little topping here. Chop this up. Put a little cilantro in there. Here we go. That looks good. There we go. Go in skin side here. This is so good. I love the spice mixture here. You get a little bit of that allspice. It's almost kind of got a nutmeggy bit to it, but then it evolves into all those other spices. You get the coriander, you get the lemon, the lime, you get the sweet from the plantain, you get the vinegariness from the pickled onion, and then the crunch, and then the red snapper comes through, so you're still tasting that. It has really good flavors, not fishy. Oh, they're so good with the cilantro. It really just makes that spice mixture pop. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Full of flavor. Let me try these. Good, you know, but it's good. It's a change from potatoes. What I think is special is this fish with this pickled red onion, fried plantain, and cilantro kind of slaw. This is fantastic. Thanks everyone. If you like what you see, I'm also on YouTube, youtube.com/RussellCooksLive. I'm on TikTok, Instagram Reels, Twitter. The link should be below. Thanks again. I'll see you all next time. Take care.